things I notice as like a queer fan is that like there will be a lot of queer activity about one kind of show, but not other kinds of queer shows, and just like showing that you appreciate it across the board is really important. Because we want to be intersectional, we want to have different diverse stories, and that means that supporting diverse stories that aren't just two pretty white girls together. Because like I love White Hot, but it's also like when I look at like queer Twitter, I'm mostly seeing two white ladies together, two cis white women together. And it would be nice if that same energy was like for Anissa and Grace and Black Lightning, which is also like a lesbian bisexual couple. That'd be great if that was given for like, back in Sensei, like Amanita and her relationship with Needs. Like that was something that I really thought was positive. But again, like it's all Piper and Alex from Orange is the New Black. It's like,
yeah,
what are we doing with that?
I see this a lot in the fandoms, especially fandoms with like very vocal queer shipping. They're like, oh, we want this ship because of representation, and like, well, you're not supporting all the other shows on the same network that do have that same kind of representation. Like, I see, you know, people like, oh, this network is so homophobic. I'm like, no, this network has a lot of gay representation. You're just not noticing it because you're focused only on your ship.
And I will say that this is not shade to the supernatural people of the world.
Oh, believe me, I can shade.
But I was like, but also like when you notice that shows are queer baiting you, like legitimately queer baiting you, maybe like stop giving them like all of your, like giving queer energy to that stuff. Because I think like when I like Supergirl is one of those shows where it's like like there's so much stuff about wanting Kara and Lena to get together, which I get. Kate McGrath is gorgeous, but also like Alex said the other day, like, oh, you've been going on a bunch of dates. I'm like, well, that would have been great to see.
Yeah.
Like they
right?
Alex, they said like you went on a bunch of dates, Alex. I'm like, I've seen Alex in the same jumpsuit for the past 10 episodes.
So I do like in Supergirl how like it's not as like sort of like Winona where like the big love story is between the sisters, and that's sort of the main emotional plot line, which is kind of refreshing that like Kara's not dating anyone this season, and the only kind of love story you have is between a trans character and a alien character. Yeah, I love Brainy and Dreamer, yeah.
Before I forget, I think we can take one more question, but I want to shout out to the person who made our title slides. Are they here?
They are not here.
Okay, but thank you. What is their name?
Jackie.
Jackie, thank you so much. They're
Jackie,
amazing.
you're the best.
You're the best. Okay, one more question? Yes.
Yes, yeah. Go ahead.
What was the, like, with no information at any point, what was the weirdest, like, idea that you had for, like, season 3 or season 2? Like, maybe from, like, stills or something, and be like, this is gonna happen, but, like, it didn't. Like, I was just wondering what your guys' weirdest theories have been.
The question was, what were our weirdest theories about season 3?
Yes.
Just seeing like stills, like what did you see?
Just seeing stills.
Yeah.
I thought Rosita was gonna come back and she was gonna matter. I'm sorry, but because like the actress came to Klexicon last spring and she was on a Winona panel at Klexicon and she was very visibly pregnant. I'm like, oh, did Emily have to write another pregnancy story? Like, are we gonna have a pregnant Revenant? Like, no, she's just not on the show this season. So that was very disappointing.
From one of those stills with Waverly looking down at Bobo in the well, I totally thought he was going to be her father.
Yeah. Honestly, like this may be an unpopular opinion, but I definitely prefer Bobo as her dad to like that random angel stuff. And also like, why did Winona sleep with him? If that was what they were gonna do, that was so lost for us. It's like when Bo slept with her stepmother in that one episode, and it was like surprise I'm Persephone. Like, don't do that.
That was very much like, obviously they kind of shoehorned what I think was going to be like a more big doll's love triangle. They're like, well, Winona has to sleep with someone else. Here's a warm male body.
But theories, there was a great still of Kate with like this umbrella and her lipstick, and she looked so glamorous. I'm like, oh my god, Kate's about to do something really cool, but she just kind of stood there. And I thought she looked great doing it, but it was also like, I really thought like you were gonna have more to do by this point in the season. Like, you kind of just went off into your plot hole until you had to help Nicole with her bleeding. Thanks for that, though.
I try not to theorize with this show because I feel like they go so far left field that anything I think of, they're just going to go somewhere completely different than what I think. But I do like to read the theories that other fans do come up with. That's always very interesting.
Well, I think we'll wrap up on that. And regarding the fight for Winona, to quote her, I think we'll say we survived hot dog stuffed crust pizza. I think we can survive this. Thank you all. You've been a great audience.